Is TrafficBug really a platform where you can earn up to 10 cents per ad you click, or is it a scam to stay away from? My name is Michael, and I've been asked about several years here on my YouTube channel whether TrafficBug really is a great way to earn big money just by clicking ads, and I decided to take a closer look. And let me just reveal right away that it definitely had some very promising things going on here, but I also know from experience, after having tested hundreds of different free earning methods, that sometimes you need to dig a little bit deeper, and that's what I did. And I found some very important details you really need to consider before you invest any time or potentially money into this platform here. So before I log in and show how you can potentially earn on TrafficBug, let me just make it clear that you can join this platform from any country and you can potentially earn just by clicking ads, but there is more to it than that. And before going there and starting to earn, you need to really watch all of this video here, because there's some very important details I found out after having done a lot of research and testing here. But let me for a start just log in and show you how you supposedly can earn here, and then go over some of the important extra untold details you also need to consider. So let's just start by going over how you can actually earn, because it is quite simple. It is very similar to most other, what you can say is called paid to click sites, where you get paid to click ads. You can go to the earnings section here, and then you can see a lot of different ads here, and you can just click any site here and earn by watching it. So I would just click any website here, click it, or any ad, and then you can see there's a counter up here where I have to wait for 5 seconds. And once it has done that, I click claim, and then I have to wait for another 5 seconds here while it loads, and you can see it now runs out here. Actually, the website did not even load, but anyways, I can just close here, and then I have 2 visits left here with the current plan I have. But if I then go to my wallet here, you can see I now have 10 cents. Before I had 9 cents, but let me just do one more, because then you can see that it actually will increase here. So I'll just click one more random website here and wait for 5 seconds here to it actually loading here, and I will click the claim and wait for another 5 seconds here, and you can see now the amount has been credited for my visit here, and now I can close it, and I go into my wallet again here, and now it has 11 cents. So the earnings actually do go into your TrafficBug account here, and you can see it does not take long. 1 cent is of course not a lot, but it's actually quite a lot compared to many other pay to click sites. So therefore it definitely seems appealing. And there is a method where you can actually earn a lot more. You can potentially earn up to 10 cents per click, just like this, as I will show you in just a minute. But before getting too excited, promise me that you stick to the end of this video here, because just because the money go into your account here does not mean that it is risk-free, and there are some risks that you definitely need to consider here. But for a start, let's go over the different membership levels so you can see how you potentially can boost your earnings here. So if you go to a pricing section here, you can see for visitors, which means us who's visiting, who want to earn here, you can earn 1 cent per visit if you have a free membership, and you can only earn for 3 visits per day. However, since you have to earn $15 to actually be able to take your earnings out, and you would only be able to earn 3 cents per day like this, it would take you several years to actually be able to reach that payout threshold as a free member. So therefore it is clear that if you want to earn here, they do want you to pay for an upgraded membership, because if not, it's just not realistic that you will actually ever get paid. So they have all these different membership levels here. You can see a basic that is $22 per year, and all the way up to what they call a professional, which is $2,500 for a year. That's a lot of money, and that's why you really need to know all the details before you go and invest anything here. But I understand why it's tempting, because you can see the earnings go in here, and how it works here is probably often most people will just start by investing small here, and then once they see they can get paid, they can eventually get you to pay for a professional membership here. And let me just reveal right away, I do not recommend that you ever invest in any of the expensive memberships here, because it just is too risky in my experience. But I will go over more about this and proof of this a little bit later. But for now, let's just see here that you can see that if I upgrade to just the basic here, then I would suddenly get 10 cents per visit. That's a lot just for watching an ad like that. And just even with a $300 per year account here, I could supposedly earn $3,285 per year. So it seems like very good value for your money at first. And I definitely do understand that it is tempting. So you of course need to consider if you actually will get paid, because that is what really matters. It doesn't matter if you can see your money in here. What matters if you can get paid or not. And before I go over whether you can actually expect to get paid or not, I want to go a little bit more into some details I found out, because when I started looking at this, I right away spotted some red flags when I compared to the hundreds of other platforms I have tested, because I've seen many outright scams that work similar to this, where they get people to pay a lot for seemingly earn a lot of money by doing small tasks like watching videos or clicking ads, and then they do pay some people and then eventually they close down and a lot of people end up losing a lot of money. And I saw some similarities here, but I must also say I saw some things that TrafficBug offers where it's more realistic, because the scam sites I've seen, they usually claim that you can earn, maybe 50 cents or $1 even, or sometimes more for watching a short ad like this. So here it seems a little bit more realistic, and that's why I became curious about it. And in fact, TrafficBug themselves reached out to me and asked me to make a video about it. But if you watched any of my videos before, you will know that I do not make a video and recommend anything before I really truly research it and test it. And therefore, I just took that chance to ask them several questions, and I decided to dig a lot deeper to find out if it really could be true or not. So let me go over a little bit more about how that conversation went, because there are some important details that I found out there. So when TrafficBug actually reached out to me to ask me to make a video, I decided that I wanted to ask them some questions and give them the benefit of the doubt and actually ask them, because I right away became suspicious. I always become suspicious when a platform claims that you can make 10 cents for clicking an ad and watching it a few seconds. And I have seen many platforms claiming something like this, and it turns out they actually do not have advertisers. They are only making money from these membership fees, and that of course means that it's not a sustainable business model, because they cannot charge you $2,500 for a year and potentially pay out $10,000 to you, because you can kind of figure out that's not going to work in the long run, and that is just a matter of time before they will close down. But I can see there was a lot of actually ads here, and when you go to the advertise section, there is actually also here a lot of information. If you go to the pricing section, there is also something for advertisers where you can see that maybe there are advertisers that actually pay here, because that is very important that you know that there are advertisers here, because if there's no advertisers to pay, it's not realistic that you will be able to actually make a profit. And because I've seen so many scams actually not having advertisers, I asked them about it. Ask, how many advertisers do you have? Do you have advertisers? Because another thing is, if you pay for an expensive membership, but they only have 10 advertisers, you will never get enough ads. That's one issue. And another is if they actually do not have advertisers, because then they would only get money from the membership levels, and then it would just be a matter of time before they would close down and you would lose money. So anyways, what the person that contacted me replied to this was that they have more than 1 million website owners that advertise here. And that just made me suspicious, because 1 million website owners would advertise here. That is an extreme claim. I would think that if he's trying to, make up some kind of story, at least be a little bit more realistic, because 1 million website owners, and especially because, as he also mentioned, as of recording this video here, TrafficBug has only existed for around 8 months, and he claimed that in those 8 months, they have been able to get 1 million website owners to advertise here. So what I then did, I asked him saying, okay, if you have 1 million website owners, that's really impressive. Can you please prove that you have that many advertisers? And here is the reply I got from him. You can see that the reply to proving that they actually had that many website owners working with them was that on our platform every day we provide more than 3,000 websites for visitors and earn money. Even here the language is not even good. And if we provide more than 3,000 websites every day for the last 8 months, you can understand how many website promoters we have on our platforms for promotions. That's not proving anything. That's just the same random statement as before, and in really poor English also. And that also made me suspicious because the English was not really that great, and his name was supposedly Leo, and supposedly the company is located in the UK according to what he told me, because I also asked where the company actually was registered, and it says on the website that it is registered in the UK, so they even have an address. But I just thought it was very strange that the language was so poor. And let me just show you something more here on the website that really triggered my curiosity around that. So I now jump to the website here, again, the front page here, and there's just so many errors here. The language is just so poor English. And, okay, we all make mistakes. I also make a lot of mistakes and grammar mistakes and all that. No, that's not really a problem. But when you have a professional site like this that claims to be located in the UK, then at least it should make sense here. And so many of the things here does not make sense. For example, we try to create a platform that you can advertise your website to get traffic. You can advertise your website. That's not a proper sentence. And that's just one example. Also, simple and easy to use advertising dashboard will be provided to every registered user. Advertisers can easily submit website to get organic traffic. Well, it's not organic traffic if you pay as an advertiser. That's just not true. That's a whole nother thing. The information here is not accurate. Organic traffic means when people find you through search results. Paid traffic is when you pay for it, and this is an advertising campaign, so they would not get organic traffic because of that. So it's also just inaccurate what they write here. And I just jumped to the FAQ section here to show you some more here. For example, this question, will I get organic traffic? Of course. And of course, it's also spelled wrong. Do you still having doubts? Also not proper English. And here, can I select country specific clicks? Right now, it's not there with us. Right there, that's just one more mistake, and you just go through the whole site here and you will find tons of errors here. I don't mind having small errors, that's natural. I make mistakes all the time in my videos here, but supposedly a platform located in the UK should not have this poor English here. So I asked him about this also. I said, why is the language so poor? It doesn't really seem legit if you're supposedly located in the UK. Can you please provide proof that you are located in the UK? And all he just says, the address is on the website. The owner's name is Steve James. Steve James is such a random name, and that's no proof. I asked for proof of company registration in the UK, and he could not provide that. So I was clearly not happy by the replies he gave, so I sent this message here to him. So I decided to also ask him, who are you? I actually like to know who I talked to. All he said was he was named Leo, but I wanted to know what he actually does in the company. And I said, what is the background information about the owner? I don't just want a name. It's just Steve James. Anybody can make up a name like that. And then I'm also here again asking for proof of the company registration in the UK, as I asked for in the previous email. And I also say that I want some more proof about how many website owners, because if they really have 1 million website owners, then it's really impressive, but then they should be able to prove it. And I sent this here and waited for a reply, and I never got a reply. And I decided again to give him the benefit of the doubt. So I waited 5 days and sent again, could you please reply to my message and give me the information I was requesting? And I still did not hear back. And as of recording this video here, it has been almost a month and I still have not heard back from them. So right there for me is a huge red flag. They are not willing to prove anything. And when you ask critical questions, they just become quiet. And you can of course ask, what does all this have to do with you being able to earn? You can see that you can earn 10 cents per click. So why do you care if they reply? Well, you definitely should, because what is extremely important before you invest this much money here is to confirm that it's a reliable, trustworthy company that you can rely on to actually make a long-term profit. And when they stop replying to critical questions, it's usually for a good reason, and that's because they do not have good answers. I gave them plenty of time to reply here and plenty of chances to explain these concerns I have, but they just refuse to reply. But if that's not enough, let me just go over one more thing you need to consider, because I know there will still be people sitting there and saying, yeah, that proves nothing, I maybe got paid and all that. Yeah, but what you need to consider is not if you get paid here and now a small amount. What you need to consider is, will you be able to make back your money if you invest $2,500? Because you might invest $22 and be able to make that back, but then you will get tempted to invest $300 or maybe $500 or maybe $2,500. And what will then happen? And therefore, it's important to understand something about the advertisers here, because they are what will supposedly pay you for these visits. So if you go to the advertiser section, you can see how much people would pay. For example, here, if they pay $100 here, they would get 900 visits to their website. And it is around 11 cents that the advertisers would pay per visit. So you can, of course, from that argue that that will cover the 10 cents that we actually supposedly will make. So if advertisers pay this much here, then it is a business model that makes sense, and the platform itself makes a little cut also, and they get for the membership levels and everybody's happy. However, I have tested a lot of pay-to-click sites, and no advertiser in the right mind would spend 11 cents to get a click like this, because you can see they cannot even target the countries. They cannot do anything like that. For many of the websites, it just loads for 2 seconds before I supposedly got paid. The visits that the advertisers get here are worthless, and compared to many other get paid to click sites, they are extremely expensive. On many sites, they will charge you maximum 1 cent for advertisers to actually get a click. In some cases, even less than that. So here they charge, maybe 10, 20 times as high a price, and they do not even have any system that makes sure that the website actually loads before the visitors get paid. So claiming that they got 1 million website owners to use this advertising system is just BS in my opinion, because yes, there probably will be some advertisers that do not know better and that think that this traffic will actually help them, and that they do not know that there are platforms where they can get the same poor traffic but just way cheaper. But there will not be 1 million website owners in 8 months that have fallen for this. And that just shows that you cannot rely on these advertisers. I think it's just random websites, because they were also not willing to actually prove that it was real website owners when I asked them. So that comes back to the fact that the real way they make money is just through the membership levels here. And that brings me to the last important point. Will you really get paid? So this video has already gone on for a long time, so I'll try to just say this point a little bit quickly here, because as I have already shown, I do not believe they actually have advertisers. They refuse to actually prove it. When I asked them, they refuse to prove other things. So that brings me to the conclusion that it is a lot like many other websites that I have tested, where the business model is built around getting us to pay the high membership price here. And for a while, they probably will pay actually, because when they pay people, it makes people comfortable. They are willing to spend more. They're willing to maybe even upgrade to the most expensive. They're willing to tell their friends about it and get them to invest maybe $2,500 directly, because they saw their friend got paid a few $100s. So what's the risk? Well, the risk is that when you know everything I've explained in this video here, then you also know that the only way Traffic Bug makes money is through the membership levels. And of course, if you pay $2,500, they will not be able to pay you $43,800 in a year. It's not a charity. So they will take all these membership levels. They will probably pay, but for how long? It is extremely risky to invest in anything like this. And I have other reviews of platforms that claims the same. I'll leave a link in the top corner here to one platform that I predicted this would go wrong as well, and a lot of people argued there and said I didn't know what I was talking about, and that they made money and they had got paid. And I told them, just think logically about it. The business model is not sustainable. It's a matter of time before a lot of people will end up losing money and the platform suddenly closed down and you can go there and see through all the comment sections there on that platform how many people that then came and complained that they actually lost money there. So I'm not saying that you will never get paid here on Traffic Box, because you will probably get paid at first. What I'm saying is, do not risk investing a lot of money. Do not just go out and tell people to invest a lot of money even though you can earn commissions by doing that, because it is extremely risky. And there are so many big red flags when they do not even want to actually reply to the critical questions. So overall, I just do not think Traffic Bug is worth it. I do understand why it seems very appealing, and I was attracted to it at first. But when I started to dig a little bit deeper, I found a lot of red flags, and especially when they then refused to actually give proper replies and prove when I asked critical questions, it was just a deal breaker for me. Therefore, in my opinion, it is a very risky platform. I'm not saying that they will not pay. They actually very likely will, but the question is for how long. What you need to consider is if you're willing to risk your money because you might not get all of it back, or if you're willing to risk the money of your family and friends if you invite them and tell them to do this. At least tell them to watch this video first so they can critically and logically think about it, and hopefully they will understand why it's way too risky. Some people might end up making a profit, but it's a matter of time before people will lose money, in my opinion. I have given them the chance to actually prove me wrong, and they have chosen not to, and therefore I have to come to this conclusion. So I know this has been a long video, but I just really got frustrated when I started looking into this, and there were so many important things you need to consider before investing money here, and I just do not want anyone to potentially risk their savings here and hoping for really huge earnings, and then just later found out that there were a lot of risks involved. But I hope you at least will consider all this I have said, so at least you will know it is risky if you decide to invest in it, and then you know what to expect. But no matter what, I hope this video helped you, and if it did help you, make sure to give it a like, and also don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I see a video with tips and tricks about how to get the most out of get paid to sites, paid service sites, and other free ways to earn some extra cash on the site online.